On the subject of ascension, though, actually, just going further there, I want to ask you, like, what is your perspective on what ascension means? Because there's so many different angles. Like, is it our physical body going up? Is it our consciousness expanding? Is it, what does 5D mean? It means something different to so many different people. I'd be very
Yeah.
curious about your perspective on that.
Yeah, I think I've had it explained to me in a really powerful way, because I don't think it's any better than, less than. It's just a raising of your vibration. And that translates to, yes, it turns into a physical manifestation of wanting to take better care of yourself, or waking up to the energies and the attunement of the food you put in your body. But the way that it was described is like a spiral, right? So this is the bottom of the spiral, and everything's connected. So, but it gets smaller, like almost like one of those pyramids that you've seen, or, like a triangle. So up here is still connected to down here, but we're ascending upward into a higher vibration of ourselves. And so I think like the beautiful posters behind you, like that feels like ascension to me. So it's like rising up, you got it, right? So to me, I don't think there's any just one term, but what it ultimately means is raising into a higher vibration of yourself. So we are obviously, as you know, and everyone listening, we're spiritual beings having this human experience. So it's getting back to the spiritual side of us and bringing that in more, because we have such beautiful power, such beautiful awarenesses, such beautiful gifts that we've not been able to access, because we've been in such a low dimension and such a vibration of the collective of what fear, Earth was cast over this dark shadow for so many years, this 3D vibration. So when you're talking 5D vibration, it's 5D consciousness. And it's not a physical space, it's just a raising of your awareness to be this is why some people could probably, like, some people have more psychic awareness or can channel entities, or some people see aliens or whatever it may be. It's just because their vibration is a match. And I think about it like, think about relationships, right? Sometimes there's been times in my life where I've attracted very dramatic, toxic relationships, because that's the space I was in. I didn't love myself. I was addicted to drugs. And then a place in the type of people I attract in my life now, it's a different vibration, because law of the universe is law of attraction. You're raising your vibration, you're able to raise what matches to you. So that's kind of how I'd see it.
Wow. Yeah.
How do you see it?
Ascension. Well, so this is funny. It's funny that you brought up the cards behind me, because these are Patch Tarot deck cards, and they're specifically like the Ascension cards. So it
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yes.
This one specifically, I don't know if I can kind of have to look different
I
cameras.
love that you made your cards giant.
Yeah, they're tapestries. People can order any tapestry of any card that they want to and hang them up.
Brilliant.
So this is the Aeon card, and it shows like the Earth kind of going through its shift. And so we have the Merkaba around the planet, and then people starting to ascend, but the bottom of the planet's on fire, because of that is like the destruction of the old paradigm that's happening.
Yes.
And so there is this kind of rising into this portal, and then that portal is the same one that's on the next card, which is the final of the major arcana. So this is like on the other side of the portal, and the person's light body has fully activated, and their Merkaba's, lit.
It's beautiful.
And then there's a dragon at the top who's like a spirit cosmic dragon who's like, hello, welcome to the new world.
Yes, I love it.
So I mean, that's like a metaphorical and symbolic understanding of what we all are going through, I would say, and how it looks. I'm very eager to see, because there's the questions of like, do we get physical abilities that we don't normally have, right? Like telepathy and channeling are one thing. What about telekinesis or levitation, right? Like, are those things that we can one day attain to? And that's a big question that we've talked about a lot on the show before. But as far as this whole subject goes, you reminded me through pointing out the cards, is that you said at the very beginning you were making an oracle deck.
Yes.
And so if you don't mind the pivot of the conversation, I would love to hear more about that, because as you can probably tell, like, card systems are really fun for me.
Oh, me too. I love them so much. And so it was such a gift. And interesting enough, I was in advertising. I was an art director and graphic designer. And I kind of closed that down, because I was like, I'm going to be a writer and a coach. And lo and behold, after my last book, Joy Seeker, came out, which was last fall to March this year, I was feeling like something was missing. And I just started designing these beautiful little collages. and these like little images, digital collages really. And they were so full of love because I was putting so much love into them, and they helped me feel better. And lo and behold, it turned into, I pitched it to Sounds True. So thankful. I love them as a publisher, and it's coming out next year, but I got to design all the cards. It's unshakable inner peace, and it's how to awaken and align to your true power. So everything we've talked about today, I could actually give you guys a sneak peek because I have the mock-up deck here, but I'll pull one for us listening. Okay.
Okay.
These are the mock-ups. So they like, these are the, just the color proofs. We're still in production, but okay. So this is special because I'm literally shuffling them right now. And this is for everyone listening. And the card that we need for, I don't know when this is going to go live, when.
Probably in and around the New Year period.
New Year?
Right so before or right after. So we're talking 2021. That's perfect.
Okay. Oh, this is beautiful. So this is the card. So they're digital collages. It's a woman looking both ways, but you see the light and she's inspired by these clouds. But the actual message is your purpose is personal expansion. And so your purpose is personal expansion. How can you be more intentional with your choices and live with more purpose? And so each card has kind of these gold, this one, so very crystal inspired, very nature inspired, and very kind of this digital kind of aspect. Interesting enough, I've done a lot of meditations since the card deck was created, like deep shamanic meditations where you go into these other worlds. And lo and behold, like a lot of the cards, it's so crazy because like these other worlds that come about. So it's like bringing in another dimension into these. So there you go, sneak peek. So it's an oracle card deck with digital collages. I'm very much looking forward to it. Each one has a journal question, and it's all about raising yourself into the next vibration and ascending yourself, but truly being no matter what's going on in the world, you are unshakable inner peace.
Amazing. I love your enthusiasm about it.
Yeah, thank you. You guys are the first ones to see a sneak peek.
Wow. Well, like for anybody who's like listening to more of the audio podcast, you'll have to go onto YouTube and take a look at the card in the replay, because that was really cool. And like I think even just that card specifically, honing in on that card, language is amazing. How, just like even the addition of one word or changing one word can change the meaning of an entire concept, and that like purposeful seemed to be very key, but also expansion, right? Like purpose by itself is just like empty. It's like, okay, there's a direction, but you're not even necessarily moving in that way. And expansion by itself can be like, you can expand into a bunch of things that are not, really conducive to you, right? Like it could be vague, or it could be fluffy, or it could be nonsensical, but like purposeful expansion, you put them together, suddenly you have like the results of, let's say 2021 as an example, because that was our question. It was like in that span of 12 months, like the difference of where you're starting and where you could end. Like where you could end could be so many different places, more or less fulfilled. And it really depends on like if you're connecting with that purpose while you're expanding and growing throughout the year. That's amazing.
That's exactly it. Yes, that's exactly it. And so I think all of us, our purpose is to expand into more of who we really are, but ultimately when you get to that place, you want to be of service to others. So it's a lot of people feel like it's selfish to go after your own dreams or focus on only you, but it's not that at all. And I think once we start tapping into that, as you see, it becomes such a mission focus on how can I help collectively, move the world forward. So that's the purpose and the expansion together. So the question that any of you can journal on is, how can I be more intentional with my choices and live with more purpose? So it's about making each moment more impactful instead of just kind of autopiloting or surviving through our life. We go into thriving mode.
Yeah, it's time for us to thrive. We could use it.
Yes, we can. And I think the more we connect to the things that really make us feel joyful and disconnect from the fear mongering and the control tactics, we will rise into this place.